and reversed. These are the attributes for ordered list. Nested ordered list means list inside another list we can maintain, which is very regularly asked. For example, how we can define a nested ordered list. Nested ordered list is nothing but configuring a list within another list. Configuring a list within another list. For this, correct conditions are there, you have to follow them. Sometimes generally people design with wrong order. It may look correct in the output, but in the back end they use wrong techniques. Due to that, what happens later when we try to add some new items dynamically, that will go wrong. It cannot present correctly. So I will show you what is the problem here. Observe. See, suppose I'm writing ordered list OL. In that we have li, html, and another javascript. These are two options we have, that is 1 and 2. Under html I want some sub list to maintain. Then what we do, we just, generally people do is, under that html they will use ol, means another ordered list. And because already above type is 1 2 3 by, here we can define type as a, and we write a list item. Here we say normal elements, like another list item, like void elements, like this. And you see it looks correctly under it, but that is not good. It looks correct under it, but this is not right presentation. That why it is not right presentation, now this ordered list have no relation with this, because this list ended. That means this finish here, html finished in that line, these doesn't belong to html. They look like they belong to html, but they are not belonging to html. Later, through programming, when we try to add to html, they will not update here, because they look like they are under html. But remember, they should not be under html, they should be as child of html. That is the correct point. So you should not write like this. You should keep this child list inside this list. That means in item you define html word. Under that html word you have to write your list. This is correct presentation. So in the output you will not see any different, it looks similar. So previously it looks the same, now it looks the same, but this is correct way. So you should not use the previous technique. Whenever you have to maintain a list inside another list, make the list is defined inside li, not below that li. So for javascript some items are there, so inside this li we have to create an order list. Then type I give as a, then here I will give list item, suppose some variables, some data types, like that. I am just using some words and it will display like this. Under that you can have items defined, you can maintain. But problem is, how many levels you can maintain? There is no limit, any number of levels you can maintain. But problem is, you can maintain any number of levels, but you have only 5 numbering. 5 na? We have 1, 2, 3, lowercase alphabet, uppercase alphabet, lowercase Roman, uppercase Roman. After that, after 5 levels, if sixth level I have to add, then what we have to do? If sixth level we have to add, we have to repeat the number. Or we can use a number symbol combinations. We can do that. So if there is no limit how many levels I can write. Only the problem is at every level what you will use. After 5 levels, you have to repeat the numbering or you have to use symbols combinations. So that can be done. Here, suppose inside this variables, I want some more then inside it, again you can have an ordered list and a list item. Suppose I given var, another list item, some let like this. And here I can keep type as a Roman letter and it will give the numbering will be in this way. Like that, 5 levels, up to 5 levels, we have different numbers. After that, we have to repeat them again. That is one general requirement here. We can have a nested list also. This example I will post into classroom, right? This is example. We can have a nested list, but don't define a list under the list. You have to define a list inside the list. That means, so I will give a note here. So we will continue with a note here. You have to configure list item, a ordered list within li, not below, right? That is important. That means suppose I am writing li and some item and close li. Under this we are defining ol and li. So child, like this we are defining and close ol. So this is not good. So this is not good. This is not good. So what is good technique? So li in that item. So in that you have to write ol. In that you have to define li child and close the child and close ordered list and close list item. This is okay. So this is good. This is actually in computer programming, so many techniques will be there. And many times people are confused which technique I should learn, because my trainer is telling one technique, on YouTube somebody tells another technique, in website somebody tells another technique. Which one I should follow? The point is, always you have to follow the standards of programming, not the tricks and tricks. Techniques and tricks are not good. You have to follow as per standards of programming. For every programming we have standards. For example, I will show you simple point you can understand. Actually, many times some people who are learning programming languages, suppose C, C++, Java, .NET, such programming languages will teach like this. So if you can write a condition, after that we will have a curly brace that is called block. In that statement, that means which statement to execute. Now somebody will tell you that you can write like this condition and directly statement to execute without using curly brace. Somebody will tell you that with curly brace you can write like that, it will work. It will work. Officially it will work. But the second one is not good code. This is not preferred. This is not good coding. Why it is not good coding? Because What is the meaning of curly brace? The meaning of curly brace is to tell the compiling system where to start, where to stop. Without writing curly brace, what you are trying to tell compiler that you decide where to start, where to stop. That means you are saying compiler that you decide where to start, where to stop. I will not tell. What you are conducting a quiz program to compiler, then this code is not good, right? This is not good because why curly braces are given to tell where to start, where to stop. If you are not writing, it is confused. It will take some time to understand. This is not great coding, but you will see several people writing like this. See, officially, if you want to learn standards of coding, you can visit the website like PMD or Sonar. Sonar. PMD Sonar. You can refer this. These are good for fresher level people. These teach you how to write correct coding. That means what are the standard coding techniques. These will tell. Suppose I will show you, see what we have to do. I will open this PMD and you see this is PMD actually. pmd.github. Okay. You can just Google. This is PMD official website. This is code analyzer. Every technology people in real-time project use code analyzers so that they keep them alerting that this is not good. That means these analyzers they install and use in their coding so that while writing coding they will alert them saying that don't do this. It will work, but don't do this. So these are called code analyzers. You see in the code analyzer, I will go to documentation. You see rule reference is there. Rule reference, I will see Java rules, .NET rules, PLSQL rules. So many rules are there. I will go to ECMA rules, which are followed by JavaScript, HTML and all. You see coding style. You see if and else statements. You see here. Here they say that. So see, they say that this is okay. This is okay. But this is bad. This is bad. Who in this? People who built this language. People who designed Java, they are telling that this is not good. Then who are you to tell shortcuts? Right? They are telling that this is not good. Right? Don't try this. But you will see some people trying these kind of techniques. So why I have to tell you this? Because to make you understand that in some websites, when you a nested list, they have an habit of writing one below another, which is not a great idea because in the output it looks same. Then you also come and ask me that, sir, outside also it's working. Why to write inside? You will ask that. Why to write inside? Now I told you, clarified you, right? Right? Because as per the standards, later you will face problem if you write outside. As of now, it may look okay. Future, you will face issues with that. That is the reason better always follow the technique in a standard way. So what is the technique for nested list? Do not use a list under list. Use a list inside list item, right? This is one important. Second important, in many requirements, in frequently asked requirements, questions, general while designing order list, they ask how to define, how to design list items, items side by side. Because list items by default come one below another only. That means list items will be one below another. So anyway, you write one below another only. But general requirement is they want side by side. Obviously, you see question papers and all, they will have side by side options here. For example, see here, I'm writing here, this is second requirement. I will copy this code for you. Already I copied right here. Now see, I'm designing here. So ordered list, and the type I will give as Roman I, and a list item here. So the elements that will not, so that will not return presentation, presentation directly are known as some dash like this. And now inside this I am giving, inside that, under that I am giving an ordered list, and here I given type as ABC, and here I am defining a list item, and this is normal elements, so void element. So I said RC data, so and raw text, so raw text like this. Now you see here, so the output looks like this. That means we have normal element, void element, RC data, and raw text. Now I want these side by side, but by default they will not be side by side. They will be one below another. And how we can keep side by side? Just what you can do is, you can write list item, list item in the style. We learned style. In the style list item, we have to put display inline will keep these list items side by side, will keep side by side, but numbering is gone. We don't want to lose the numbering but keep side by side. In that case, inline is not good for list item. Then what you have to do is, for unordered list, the ordered list, we have display as flex. We have flex, that means flexible. If I display as flex, it will be like this. Numbering will be there, but what happened, list item one over another overlaps. We will put some spaces between them. How do we put the spaces between them? Every list item margin left or margin right should be some 20 pixels. Some space will come, 40 pixels, so some space will come. So that's how we arrange the options. That's how we arrange the options. So that means we can keep here. So that is arranging the contents one below another. We can keep the option display as flex, and margins we are adjusting here, defining here. So that means now this looks okay. That looks okay. User and configure this. Now, very important is, actually this is not a good idea again. Why this is not good idea? Because in styles what I have written, ordered list display flex, in that case it will affect for the top ordered list also. It will affect for this ordered list also. That means if I keep another one, that means in question I have to write, that means I will write li. So and in that li I am writing the second question, that means question number 2. That means the raw text elements, raw text elements are, so some option I defined. Now you can see that this will also come right side. That will also come right side. That is not great idea, right? So in that case, what to do? Nothing special actually. If I want only to apply to child list here, then what you can do is, you can write like this. You can put an ID for this. You can put an ID for this. For this ID we have to give child. I will give as child or child list. Child list. Now I need to apply only for child list display, not for parent list. Then what we have to do, remove this OL and hash child list. Child list. We have to write in this way. That means it will work. It will work only for the child list. Second one will be down. That looks better. That looks better. You can keep some spaces. See, type I will give as 1, then first level will be 1 2. Second, you can add spacing between list items and everything your wish. That means, so for example, for child list I given as some margin bottom. So margin bottom. So what should be margin bottom? Some 20 pixels. Some space will come below. For every list item, suppose for every list item, so margin top. So for margin top all as 10 pixel. That means some space will adjust. Some space will adjust between this and this. Some space will adjust between this. Now under this again some child items are there. That means what we do, I am writing again the child items and giving them under this here. This also will have same ID. What is it? Child list. Then here also it will apply similar. But here values we can give different. That means I will say, so I will define something else. We can configure something else. Suppose I will define like some image, and I defined as some copyright ampersand copy, right? Like this. I just given some options here, then it will display like that. So that means these are all options I defined. Suppose italic something, and it will display in this way. The way of creating a nested list. And here the general requirement is how you can keep the items side by side. For that, what we have to do, we need to define display as flex. Display flex will keep the items side by side. Then based on that, you arrange space between them, right margin, left margins, you can configure. Now this is an example for, so how to arrange? The answer is by using display flex. Display flex. This is answer for that. How we can configure, this is the example I give. I will upload this into class. Now another question is, many times people ask like, so how to define list items, list in multiple columns. How to define list items in multiple columns? You know the answer. What you will do? Display as grid, or you can use columns. What is difference between display grid and columns? I explained in previous session if you remember. Sometimes we want items continuing, one column continues to another column. This is important. Observe here, see. So what I want here, inside child list, the list items are displaying flex. What we will do here is, here child list display, we will not use flex, we will use display as grid. If I am using grid, you know that what we have to do, grid template columns. How many columns? 2 columns or 3 columns or 4, your wish. Fractions you have to define. How many fractions? 6 fractions, because you have to share out of 12, right? That means now it will arrange like this. You can see like this. But observe the order of numbering. A and B right side. C below A. I want like this, A, B, C, D. Then what you can do here, instead of using display grid columns, so you can try another option here, columns. Columns you want to, that's it. Then you can see it will be in this way now, A, B, C, D. Right? How you want to arrange, that depends on your requirements. How that completely depends on your requirement, how you want to configure. Right? So this is basically the presentation, either grid or columns. Grid or columns. That means syntactically we define like this. List, we can use display as grid. If it display grid template columns, we have to define 6 fractions and 6 fractions. That is the technique. Or you can use another technique. So we can configure ordered list. Here we can just put columns 2. So we can define like, now what is difference is in above, so the order will be left to right, and in the below the order will be one below another, right? That will be according to your requirement, right? This is one option, right? So in general real world requirements, so many conditions will be there. So that means they say that I want like this, I want like that, I want side by side, I want in column, I don't want one below another. So you have to know all the techniques of presentation. One more technique is, another frequently asked requirement is, question is, how to design a scrollable list. Scrollable list. How to design a scrollable list. This is very important. How we can design a scrollable list? We want a scrollable list because suppose 200 items are there. 200 items means how much lengthy page you will show. You cannot show a lengthy page for 200 items. Then how user can watch all these 200 items in a small area, right? So that means for 4 items it is occupying like this, huh? If 100 items are there, then how do we show them? So page will fill up. Generally for that we design scrollables. Example, program for the previous one. Now let's do some changes here. So I want a scrollable list. See, I'll remove this. I will add here. So I will just add here an ordered list. And in ordered list, you see I am creating a list item. So it is having some HTML, another list item CSS. So list item, some boot, another list item like JavaScript, right? And another some jQuery. Like this, suppose I will copy this and put some lengthy list like this. Now you can see the list will display so lengthy here. I don't want such lengthy list. I want scrollable list. So then what we can do is, so we can simply put ordered list. For ordered list, border as 2 pixel solid and black. That is the order. And ordered list height I give as 200 pixel. And ordered list have this only, this I defined border, and this it looks like this now. Now order list I define, so height suppose 150 and width I given 200 pixel. It will look like, suppose width also 150 pixel. Okay, it looks like this now. Now you can see that inside ordered list height is 150 and width is this. Now this is ordered list height, but contents are outside that height. That means generally we call this as overflow. The content is overflowing. Then what you do is simply you say overflow You say overflow auto. Actually, overflow you can put scroll. If I put overflow scroll, that means automatically scroll bar will come and I can scroll only this list. So I don't need a lengthy page for that. But you see horizontal scroll bar also there. Why you have horizontal scroll bar? It is unnecessary. Horizontal scroll bar is good when you have items right side. Why you have horizontal scroll bar? So that is the reason put auto. Auto means it will decide according to width and height whether to give a horizontal or to give a vertical. It will decide. So put auto, then you can see only vertical scroll bar is there, horizontal not there. Horizontal not there. Only vertical scroll bar will be there. You can, right? That's how generally we design. So that means how we can create a scrollable list. So just simply by using this technique, right? So you can configure border, width and height, and anything outside that height will scroll, uh, will overflow. We have to control the overflow like this. You can do horizontal also. For example, see now, order list. So columns, I'm arranging columns. So suppose 3 columns I am arranging, and width is suppose 350 pixels. Then it will be like this. Now scroll bar is not there. Why? Because why you need scroll bar? Because enough na content. Scroll bar will come if number of items are increasing. That means suppose I decrease the width to 250. Now you can see it fits into it. So, and I defined here, suppose 150, then you can see it will fit like this. Why? Because actually we divided into columns, right? The columns will be responsive, adjusting according to the width, they will adjust. So what you can do is you can use display as what? Grid template columns. How much? Suppose 3 fractions. How many I can give? Some four. Yeah, 4 fractions and 4 fractions. Like this, I'm giving. That means it will distribute. Now you will get left and right. But you need to adjust the width. You need to adjust the space because you are using display as a grid. Display as grid. Others you have to write accordingly, right? If you want display. What is the specialty of overflow? Overflow will automatically decide which scroll bar to get, horizontal or you auto, right? Better always use this auto for the scroll bars, how to handle, right? This is one technique how we can display the contents, and this is an example for that. By using overflow auto, that is the option you have to define. And example, I will copy this. This is the example. This is the example how we can define the right. Now these are all the options. These are all the options for ordered list. And if you know how this ordered list works, the same unordered list also. That means so many techniques you have learned here. So techniques are how we can define side by side, one below another, into multiple columns, scrollable contents and all. Now if you know this, unordered list also similar. Next we will see unordered list. Unordered list is nothing but it is a bulleted list. It is a bulleted list. Bulleted list means it comprises of a symbol instead of number. But the problem is we have limited number of symbols. That means I will tell you here. So it is designed by using ul. ul is for unordered list. unordered list, and li for list item, li for list item, li list item same. And here syntactically we design like this unordered list, in that you have a list item, this is item 1. Similarly you can add any number of items, but in ordered list you have so many attributes. Here you can give, you can change bullet symbol, bullet symbol. You can change bullet symbol by using type attribute, type attribute with values, with values, only few values are there: disk, circle, square. Only three are there. We have a disk, we have a circle, and a square. But generally you will see star symbols, hand symbols, pen symbols, so many symbols will be there. Those are all manually designed. Ordered list, unordered list, with css we have to apply. Ordered list, unordered list can contain only three symbols. Others we have to apply through css and configure them. Suppose see, I'm defining, here I'm configuring, just change the ol to ul, that's it. Change the ordered list to unordered list, unordered list ul, then you can see this is an unordered list. Then in the style also I will just put ul for unordered list, it will apply this, symbols will be there. Now very important is, how do we change the symbol? We can use type is equal to circle. I can give type as circle. Type as circle, that means it will get like this. We have a circle type here. By default, what is disk? By default, you have disk. If I use disk, then it will display like this. You can also use square. You can also use square. So I can give square. Circle. Only these three symbols are there. Others, if you want any another symbol, you need to create your own symbols. You can configure them. You can put pictures. You can put GIF animations and all. For example, see, suppose I am defining here. So I am removing this type here, type. So the attributes you can configure like this. So syntactically, how you write unordered list. So give as circle, or you can give disk, or you can give square. With that, you can configure. So just roughly syntax I given. Now, how you can keep your own symbols, that is another option. That means, remember, nested also same. You can have nested unordered list. You can have nested unordered list. That means list, another list with different symbol, but problem is only three symbols are available. Another point is, you can use all effects similar to OL. All effects similar to OL. That means side by side, how to configure and define, scrollable, everything same, no change. And another important is, you can define assorted list, assorted nested list. Assorted nested list means nothing but combination of numbers and symbols. Combination of number and symbol, both can be there. That means few these, few that, you can combine them and use them. That means you can have an assorted nested list. That means you can have numbers, symbols, combinations. That means now what you can do, suppose in HTML I want to add another ordered list, I am adding. Inside an ordered list item. So normal. So here I say void like this. I define some RC like this. and you can see it will come with this. Under that you can have symbols. Under that you can have symbols. That means you can have assorted combination. That means again unordered list I am maintaining. So type I will give as square, and here I am defining a list item, so as bold. So another list item, some italic, like this you can have like that. But see, because you have an unordered list, automatically the effect applies everywhere now. That's the reason better you can give an id. That means this is parent list. So that I can apply here hash what, this is id is what, parent list, like this, so that it will apply only to that. You can have multi-level with assorted collection. That means you can configure in this way. So that is nested list for ordered and unordered. This is an example, but important is how to define custom bullet symbols. How to define custom bullet symbols means our own symbols. How you can define custom bullet symbols, our own symbols? Answer is by using css. By using css, how you can define? Actually, by using css, what you have to use is, have to use css property. That property name is list style image. List style image, that is a property through which you can put your own symbols, icons. You have to design them. You can put any animated effects, anything you can configure. For example, suppose you can go online and search here. So Google here, and you can search for images. So I said bullet bullet icons, bullet icons. So for html, okay, bullet icons for html, you see so many will come. You can search for bullet gif icons for html. So many gif icons will come. Actually, gif icons will be animated, right? So you can go to the websites, you can see so many websites will be there. So this is bullet gifs. You can have so many animated bullet gifs, you can see like this. So animated gifs, which you generally see in several websites, these kind of options will be there. You can go online, you can search for gif images and you can use them. If you want to create, you can create. Of course, you can create your own images, right? You can create your own images and you can use them, right? These are bullet gif images. That means you have to download these images. So save image as, suppose I say it is a gif. Suppose I say tick. I will save in the folder. What is our project folder? In D drive, full stack web, public image, a folder na separately. Tick.gif file it is. Okay. That is a GIF file, and we will link that here now. That means how do we define? For parent list, we have to use a property list style image. List style image. Image uses an URL. URL defines path where it is present. In images, what is it? Tick.gif. Now it is going to apply that there. That means your wish, you wherever you want, you can apply that, you can configure. That means it is applying that GIF to everyone. GIF to everyone. You can draw your own images, you can apply these images, you can configure your own symbols. Right? That is a general question comes regularly, that how you can put your own images. That means just what you have to do, you have to configure what? So for unordered list, remember for unordered list or ordered list. So this can be applied. So here it can be applied. It can be applied. I will give in a new line for that. It can be applied, applied for both UL and OL also. That means OL also can be changed with our own symbol. That means it's not that symbol means only UL. For ordered list also you can put your own custom symbol. Custom symbol that is defined by using this. You have to just define what is it? List style image. List style image URL, and you have to define the path and your image, some pic, some pic.gif or jpg, whatever image you are having, you can. I just copied one image, and you can create your own images and you can use them, but make sure that you are using small size images like favorite icons I told you, because large images will obviously disturb the entire alignment of your bulleted list, right? Yeah. So this is how we can configure. Now another question is how to how to remove how to remove bullet or numbered symbol, numbered symbol for list. How to remove and how to remove the bullet or numbered symbol for list, because sometimes we want list items but no symbols, numbers. Generally we use this for regular navigation bars. If you remembered, we designed navigation bar with divs, but in reality, in real world projects, we design navigation bar with ordered list. Every navigation bar in the world is designed with list items professionally. That will be easy for that. Why? Because see here now, what I am doing generally. So I will define here how to remove that number. Simple, same style property, CSS property. CSS property, we have to use list style as none. That's it. If you set list style to none, it will not have any symbol or icons, symbol or number. You can just keep list style none. Without any number or symbol, you can display the list, right? You can see here, you can see here. Now, for example, I want to remove that symbols at all. So let's remove this. Now you can see they have their own symbols and icons defined. I want to remove them. Just what we have to do is, so as none. If I use list style none, there is no symbol for parent ones. For child, it is there because we applied only to that particular ID references. That means it will affect only for that undefined. You can remove that. So generally why we remove? Because we want to add some effects for them. For example, what we do, I'm writing like this. What is it? So we have a parent list. Parent list. So in the parent list, wherever list item is there, space list item. This indicates in parent list, wherever list item is there, we want to apply some effects for that. That means we want to display like border 1 pixel solid red color. So we want to put background color some yellow, and we want to put some padding as some 10 pixel or 5 pixel. This I defined. That means these items will be displayed like this. And I don't want, see, I used a space means it will apply to all list items at any level, at any level. We can try like this actually. Later in CSS, you will learn. You can see that this is used to apply only to specific parent options, but it will take every parent and child hierarchy. So generally what we do, we can define ID for it. Okay. That means we can define a separate ID for only this list item and we can apply there. I will show you one small navigation bar. Let's see. Means generally where we use this technique. So I'm removing this. I'm just using a simple nav. And when we designed the navigation bar, we use an unordered list or ordered list. And here we define some home, some about, and say like contact, like this we define. Now, generally it looks like this. Then what we do, wherever unordered list is there, what is that list style? We set it to none. And wherever list item is there, list item we define some background color, some yellow. And padding I define some 4 pixel. Then width is 140 pixel. And bottom I given as some 20 pixel that will display in this way. You can keep side by side, you can keep one below another. This is what we defined for list item. Now you remembered we discussed for list item on hover I can give, right? On hover what we will do, some background color as black and the color as white. That means it will give that appearance. It will give that effect. This is the right way of designing a navigation bar. Previously we designed everything using divs. Now you remembered you designed Amazon footer, na? You designed Amazon footer. In that Amazon footer all these are list items only, not divs. Actually you designed with divs because you are not aware of that point. Once you are aware of that list, now you have to design with the list actually. That is not divs, they are designed with list. And list items these are, but no symbol. They don't have a symbol. So all are designed with ordered and unordered list. Navigations and everything are mostly designed by using this ordered and unordered. So this is list style none. So this example I will call this part. Okay. One more important question asked is, can we define different symbols for each list item list item individually? Can we define different symbols for each list item individually? The answer is no. With CSS also you can't do. That is already we learned. Already we learned. That means now the question asked is, for every item can I have a different symbol? Now the question is, for every item why you will have a different symbol? So then you will say that, sir, I will design some menus like that with different symbols. If so, already we learned. I told you icons, na? Bootstrap icons. That means what we do, for every symbol, for a different symbol. That means for every item you want a different symbol, means you cannot do like this. What you can do, you can write here. So you can write here a span. And in the span you can use the class bi. We learned, na? Bi. So that is some bi, some house like this. Bi house like this. For example, for that it will not work until or unless you have a style sheet, right? In the head section what we have to do, link relation is equal to style sheet, link href is equal to, it is in node modules bootstrap icons font icons dot css. Then you can have that icon. That means every list item can have a different icon, but not by using css, by using these bootstrap options. That means I am using like bi person. So that means it will look like this. So we are writing another span here. So that means we are defining a span and class. So we are defining some BI and BI email like this. So mail, I think. So mail is also not there. Some I say some Facebook. Facebook is there, right? It will be displayed like this. You can use those symbols. I told you now, you can search for symbols. Now the point is, this is also a list with different items with different symbols, but you cannot do that by using general CSS. You have to do that by using this bootstrap icons only. So can we define different symbols for each item individually? No. So you have to use external icons library, external icons library, and which what we have learned, bootstrap icons. By using that you can manage, you can configure. This is basically how to design and specify the options, right? So this is one simple point of how you can use these icons. This is ordered list and unordered list. This example also I will give here, how to manage ordered and unordered list. Now and unordered list, now we can go into images and links, how to handle them, pictures and links, how to define. That we'll see in our next session, right? So up to this you need to do all the practice, and next session we will discuss pictures and links and fonts, colors, effects, and how to define. That means by the next session we will try to design this concept. We will try to design this one. What is it? Let's take any mobile. So in the next, this is not yet there. Okay, mobiles, yeah. We will try to design this screen layout. That means we have a picture beside. After that, this is what you learned today. What is it? 6 GB RAM, 16. That is unordered list. Unordered list. But additionally, you have to learn how to display these 3 columns side by side, how to make bold, how to make strikeout, how to keep superscripts, how do we adjust the contents. We will able to design this screen now. For that we need to learn font styles, effects, how to manage. That we'll see in our next session. Monday we will do that. Okay, Monday we will learn some options and we will try to design this. So then we will get a clarity how to utilize what you learned up to now, right? So Monday we will continue.